Change isn't just an unavoidable aspect of human life. It's a feature that is woven into the very fabric of the universe. Consider this big blue rock we live on. As it follows the path that has been set for it, we experience change. Leaves change color and fall off trees. Piles of brown and orange slowly turn icy white as the temperature drops and the days get longer. The sun comes back to melt the snow away and grow flowers in its place. The temperature rises again, and then the cycle begins anew. Having experienced my fair share of these seasonal changes, I'm beginning to notice something. Like so many things in life, Earth's seasons have been trying to teach us a lesson of how to navigate the many seasons of life. But what does that mean exactly? Let's talk about it. Provided that you don't live somewhere that's so close to the equator that seasons no longer exist. Sorry, Florida. You've probably been programmed to deal with the seasons as they arrive. Heavy winter coats come out to combat the cold, then they go back into the storage when it gets warmer outside. Now, how strange would it be if you saw someone wearing one of those winter coats while you were enjoying a day at the beach? Or conversely, if you saw someone walking down the street wearing a bathing suit in 6 inches of snow? Of course, those situations would be strange and perhaps even a little nightmarish, as if your day was being directed by David Lynch. We don't have any trouble preparing the right clothes and tools when their time comes. You wouldn't use a snow shovel at the beach, so why don't we treat other aspects of our lives in the same way? Why is it that it's so easy to put away pieces of fabric until they make sense to us again, but not the hobbies and goals of our daily lives? Indeed, almost all of us do this. Rather than taking on and enjoying things when it's appropriate and then setting them aside for another season, we do something colloquially known as putting it on the back burner. It's just for now, I'll come back to it later. I just don't have time for it. I'm too busy. Now, let's do something fun. Take 1 second to think about and visualize your own back burner. What's on there? Can you even see the burner itself? Or does it just look like a pile of long forgotten things that once drove you, inspired you, or made you happy? It's okay, you're definitely not alone. I'd wager many people's back burner looks like a trash can of broken dreams, where things are doomed to fester forever. So why are things this way? Influencer Alex Hormozi has said that all of us go through these seasons of life, and I think that's true. Consider your early years. How much time did you spend focusing on something that was important to you? You could have spent 5 to 7 years of your life pursuing sports, participating in clubs, cultivating a hobby. Maybe you thought you could be a point guard for the Boston Celtics or quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. But then reality set in and a new season began. So you spent several more years in college, meeting new people and learning new things. Some of those people became your closest friends and confidants. But then more time passed, and you found yourself in a career where you made connections with even more people. Eventually, all of the people you met along the way, people you shared daily lunches with, spent time with their families, played sports with, etc. A good majority of them have probably stepped out of your life. Now, those meaningful moments with the people you once knew inside and out have been reduced to an Instagram post or a like on Facebook. They have been replaced by marriage, children, career changes, and more. These are all seasons of life, but they don't have the telltale markers of natural seasons. There are no changes in temperature or leaves on the ground. Sometimes we only know a new season has begun by looking back and realizing the previous one ended without our knowledge. There's no time to mourn, we can only move forward. Of course, not everyone will go to college, get married, or have children, but the one thing we all share is our total lack of control over seasons. We don't tell the sun when to come out, just as we can't define when life's next seismic shift will occur. None of us can guide the groundhog's gaze to see its shadow. We just remain on autopilot, taking out our winter clothes as the days get shorter and shorter, while our lives could be undergoing changes that we won't notice for months. And while so many things are out of our control, we aren't totally helpless. Picture this. Here we have a strapping young man named James. He's a 22-year-old, fresh out of college, and he just landed his first full-time job as an accountant. The 9-to-5 work life he always wanted during his undergrad years, one that would allow him to live his life as a normal 22-year-old in the evenings. And then, James realizes that he hates working at a desk. It's soul-crushingly boring, and he spends all of his excess brain power thinking about ways to just get out of it. Maybe he could go back to school for a minor, start a business, or just look for a different job. Unfortunately, all of these remain nothing more than ideas. James spends his prime years on autopilot, working a job he hates while seasons of his life pass him by. After all, his job provides stable income, he's comfortable, and he has good enough hobbies. He's just miserable for 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. Rather than actively work to make his life better, James is experiencing something I'd like to call guided stagnation. Now, let's talk about Ava. Ava is a 21-year-old college student who had the opportunity to play basketball at a high level, but decided to major in engineering instead. She loves sports, so she caps off her long week of classes and studying by playing in a women's soccer league on Sundays. She doesn't run herself ragged though, as she makes sure she has plenty of time to relax and recover between Friday to Saturday. And when she has time, Ava also educates herself about business in the hopes that she might be able to start one after she graduates, just like her dad. Let's compare James and Ava. James appears to have everything figured out. He went to school, he has a good job, and he's able to live a comfortable life. But it's like his life is on rails, heading towards a conclusion that has already been determined. Essentially, he's letting life happen to him, which is that guided stagnation I mentioned before. On the other hand, Ava is in an earlier season of her life, but she's taken one very important step that James did not. She is planning for an upcoming season. By studying business on the side while completing school, Ava is preparing herself for what comes next, actively taking control of her life and direction rather than just letting it happen to her. She's unpacking the metaphorical winter coat that will protect her and allow her to be successful in the next season whenever that does arrive. Believe it or not, it's never too late to live our lives like Ava. Remember all those things on your back burner, the things you've been wanting to do for years? If you take the time to plan for them and actively work towards bringing them out just as you would your beach balls or winter clothes, it's possible to enrich your life with things you love. Don't let life happen to you. Don't fall victim to guided stagnation. Plan for the many seasons in life. Act on those plans and you can live better as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to our channel. There's plenty more content just like this on the way, and together we can sort through life's mysteries and try at least to become better, more fulfilled people. See you in the next one.